name is Jessica Holyfield. I'm a professional dancer, professional dance choreographer, and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States. And we're taking a look at XG's move number 4. This is a part of the move series. I believe this is the last one that that is a part of the move series. This one happens a little bit after their debut, and I do know that AIKI, we've seen her from Hook, Street Dance Girl Fighter, and Street Woman Fighter. I know she is affiliated with this, and I do know there is a version of this that she does with them. So I may also check that one out, but we're gonna take a look at this one first. Definitely excited on my marathon, trekking along, having the time of my life, really enjoying all of their overall movement quality and how they are cohesive as a group. So we're gonna go ahead and check it out. I can vibe with this. Yeah. Hey, that was nice.
Let's get it crunk up on that fun up in this dancery. We got y'all open, now you're floating, so you got to dance.
Yeah.
Don't need no hateration, holleration in this dancery. Let's get it percolated while you're waiting, so just dance for me. Come on, everybody, get on down.
It's definitely more of a chill approach on this, but in a really good way. Some hip-hop fundamentals are reeking in this bad boy. I love it. One of them is dancing in a strapless top. Very impressive. Yeah. Love it. Nice little vibe they have. That was fun. Very enjoyable. Very much like that. It's definitely, they have that that sense of flow, rock, and bounce, but not only that, they still maintain their sense of individuality, but they do it in a very cohesive way. Exactly what I have been saying in the intro is exactly what's translating here. So from the very top of this, the energy of this, I love just the baby syncopation moments that we have with this. The content is not necessarily as hard as what we saw from their first move or their third one, but this one still rides a very different groove and pocket in comparison to those. Those would be equated to more, there was more focus on beat kills, but here it's more that rock and bounce like I had mentioned. I love that flow that we're setting up right here. Having that moment, do-do-do. Important to make sure that your upper body isn't overly affected by what's happening in your lower body, because that helps create that essence that you want right there, which is what we saw. Dropping it down, really great. Love that usage of the strobes there. Really, really fun. Having the energy there, one, and then having one of them drop, but still seeing her, having the 3, and then having her come up. And then they go boom, boom. So it's different than just hitting it. Then the next group joints are going here and hit. And hit. So it's just a nice creative way to do an add-on, and it makes it a little spunkier than just doing a typical groove. They're having an interruption of the groove to reset it, and that was a really fun way to do that. I love that da-da-da, da-da. I think I caught it the first time, so they held it with some resistance, and then they popped off. That was really, really enjoyable. Yeah, doon, doon, doon. Yeah, bringing that through. Doon, doon, doon. YouTube loves to make things go fast. Oh, I gotta go back a little bit more. Yeah, boom, let's get it. It's just a little set. Let's get it, boom, and then they can dive right into the track. And it's good that their first 2 didn't do the arm there, but everybody else did. It allowed them a mini little moment, but they still maintained the groove that everybody was doing. And it really helped keep it nice and clean, but made it a little different than just everybody doing unison. Digging it through, which is really nice. And then having a little moment here. They're really good about patience on a lot of these groups, which I'm very appreciative of. I will say my overall note though is I don't see it as much as I was seeing it in the first move, but I still see symptoms of it, not utilizing the back to help showcase some of the strength behind some of their grooves, using their arms. But some of that comes with the natural territory of what you wear. What you wear does affect how your body is going to look doing it. There's a reason why wearing a leotard and tights is not going to look as effective than wearing a t-shirt and a baggier type of pant because you have to think about the overall essence of the style that you are doing, and some of these outfits would be fine within that style, but you also have to think cultural, implicit cultural learning as well, right? Because there's some people who have implicitly grown up in a culture that they could wear whatever they want and they would still exude that essence. Some people, if you are pursuing like being a student of a culture, then you would have to be more mindful of what you wear because there's not as much implicit information that is within your body. It's not the same thing as breathing to you like it is to somebody else. So I'm not saying that any of them are demonstrating that aggressively, but I am seeing just a little like baby symptoms here. I would say what she's wearing at the top and then her wearing a strapless top. It's just, and even with having short sleeves, this type of top is going to feel more comfortable because of the long sleeve and the extra fabric than the ones where you don't have that much there, because there's other factors they're considering, like the fact that it's strapless. You may have to modify movement to make sure that your clothes don't go anywhere. That's just the name of the game sometimes. Beautiful Harlem Shake. Doom, doo, doo, doo. Really nice. It flowed within the exact part of the layer they were trying to hit. Yeah, that da 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 doom, boom, boom. A little bit of a little lock-in fake out right there was cute. But they did a crossover instead of just say, you know, picking it up. No, we're not really a tonal up or anything like that, but bringing it through. I love that da-da-da-da-da. Just like little grimy little moments are cute. Duration. Great job of just switching their grooves. That right there, I did notice though that some of them are do-do-do-do-do-do, but because we have one of our features, it makes sense why she didn't quite invest in that snaking transition basket run like everybody else did. I do think it would have looked a little cleaner or more seamless to where we do see her featured. Yeah, the but notice that even they reset the head at the same time. Spicy. Look at that. Woo! That's good. Yeah, a nice little chicken head right there. Monastery. Personally, I'd want him to do a little percolator. You know what I mean? That's just my. If you don't know what it is, they say let's say a percolate. There's a move called a percolator that sometimes people do. Yeah. I love it. Nice having their own little vibe, their own little moment down, having your natural feature. I like that she's lip syncing it. Yeah, love it. That that just hit like so satisfying. Because a lot of people, they hit it too hard, but they hit it so da 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 boom, and all of it just rode so well together. So it just feels really nice. Yeah, da da da, and there's some tension in between those accents. I love it. Da na 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 bum 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 bum. Yeah. So it's good. So noticing that all of them still maintaining levels, all of them have their own little moment of how they're choosing to accent up. Notice all of them are choosing a fist except for one of them. So that would be my notes, just to make sure that everybody is clarified with that loose fist, because it does make it look cleaner when you make individual choices. And then she cleaned it up there, so that was fine. Love the camera work too. I love when one of them's up. Hey, everybody else is more, they actually rock forward to allow that moment to take place. Super dope. Turning it through. Do-do-do. That was good. Pull. Yeah, pull off floor. Great interruption there. Yeah. And so it's elevating the groove, or the extroversion of the groove, but they're not like overly killing it. They're taking that laid back, chill approach that really matches with the overall aesthetic of what makes them clean. That was cute. Nice little fun moment. Cute. That was interesting too. Normally I'm not used to seeing just hitting a staccato and holding it through that particular pocket of sound. So it was an interesting choice. Hateration. So they do hit it that do and pop down. Now, notice that this one didn't feel quite as exciting as the dee boom. That one really helped because of the context of what they were doing or surrounding that. But here, it just did feel a little bit more like we're gonna hit the sound again, not quite like we're in it as much as we were in that verse. So it's just an overall note, not a critique at all. It's just it just makes sense why for me that didn't read as surprise or as captivating as the first time they hit that do, which is cool. Yeah, so I like how they did the little the weaving through. That was a fun choice. And having them all get to vibe out. Look at that. And it all get to do their own thing, but no one looks awkward. That is great. You'd be shocked at how many people can look so freaking awkward in a group. But everybody's accepting their fate, doing what they do that looks good on their body, that matches the aesthetic of the track and the choreography that they were given. So I really am appreciative that they're very fluent enough with each other. It shows their cohesiveness as a group, not just in the choreography that they do together, because if you notice, even in the moments where they're just existing or they're trying to vibe out, they don't look awkward or disconnected. It feels more like we're kind of in it, we're in it together and we're vibing out together because the fingerprints overlap of how we grew up within this program together. You know, they all get to vibe. It did feel though, I was kind of waiting for it to finish, because normally when people vibe out, it's normally the ending and then you see like a landscape pan. So it is interesting that we did keep the groove or keep the vibes going about, kind of felt like 5 to 10 seconds longer than you normally see it. But it was still really fun. See, look, landscape pan. So this was really fun. It definitely is a different vibe. R&B is very different than more of like that beat kill, heavy hitting, using heavy percussion. This one's like do. It kind of feels like revenge R&B. It kind of gives off that vibe, you know, which I am such a fan. Very 2000s, and they really vibed well with it. A lot of their outfits, some of their outfits actually felt very Y2K. Others kind of just felt more. They were just different, and I think that's absolutely fine. There was nothing wrong with them at all. Each, you got to see a sense of individuality, but I do know that your overall outfit can affect slightly your execution within particular grooves, especially depending on if you're explicitly learning it or implicitly learning it. So, but this was fun. We got AIKI's version. We'll be taking a kind of comparison to. As clean as what we saw when it was just XG. You can definitely see that AIKI is more fluent in this aesthetic when it comes to the nuance of some of the choreo. But that's obvious because this is her choreo, you know? Really cute. I mean, I feel like because it just looks like more of a combo here, so I'm very appreciative I watched Move 4 before watching this, because it is nice to see AIKI dance with them. However, a lot of what made Move 4 very captivating was how they used the camera to their advantage to help set up different formations and different visuals that they wanted to showcase with the track, having these moments, boom, da-da-da. A lot of the nuance of some of the isolations, interruptions, and glances really were showcased in the way how they had like that moving version here, which I very much like. Here's cool. You can really dissect the content here, but because I've already kind of done a pretty okay dive into it, notice they do more keyframing in this beginning too. That can take away from the overall artistry of your choreography if you keyframe it too much. Now, I'm not saying that was a too much thing, but I don't feel that was as necessary, because sometimes, I'm not saying all the time, I'm saying sometimes, not in this case, people use keyframing to help cover up mistakes. Where if you have somebody move, it makes it look like they're traveling further because of the movement of the camera. It's a psychological thing, but also it does make you keep somebody in frame a lot more efficiently, and it's great for shorts too. So don't get me wrong, I keyframe a lot of stuff, especially when I dance in the studio. I keyframe more there because I have a bigger range of space and I need it for some pieces. But I keyframe it so I stay in the frame and people can actually see what I'm doing and not see this baby ant moving across this big old room. So I do appreciate that. So it's nice having this moment, them all diving down. But notice that it's way more, there's more unison heavy, and so you're gonna make more mistakes naturally. Some people, it was nice to have that one person and then two, but of course having AIKI in the center, it was nice with it, the 1, the 2, and the 4. That was cool. Diving it through, all kind of doing their own thing. But some people were choosing to go around the front, some were choosing around to go over the corner. So all in all, it's just more of an aesthetic shift. It looks different. You notice that this one is really nice and tasteful, but it doesn't have that, I don't feel like I'm hitting or enjoying the music as much. It doesn't feel like they're making this as much their own here like we were seeing in the moving version. And it could be because they're dancing with AIKI, so they're trying to be considerate of each other, because that's a big thing too. When you dance with a lot of people, and this is the benefit of when you dance with somebody for a long time, you're naturally going to have ways to know where the other person, how they move, so you're able to make better predictability and familiarity choices in how you move in collaboration with them. And that's why groups that have been around for a long time, or groups that have trained extensively together under similar training methods, they're going to vibe better than people who just kind of get transplanted into groups. Street Dance Girl Fighter is a great example of this. When you pick 7 people that all weren't really affiliated with each other versus a group of 7 that's a crew that grew up together. There's gonna be that natural ebb and flow of that. Their principle or how they match in energy is gonna be a lot easier. So here they have to it's a professional thing to do, is you're making calculations on, do I hold back here for the sake of the choreographer and how she's doing it? I need to compromise to how she's doing it, making it effective, because this is her, this is her choreo, and I want to make sure that I'm being a good steward of it, and it's not just us. So they have to think more consciously here, and that's not a bad thing. That's a very professional thing to do. I think whenever you see a lot of idols do shorts, they have to do that a lot. But they're doing a fabulous job. It's very clean. Very impressed at the fact that AIKI and XG are blending very well, because we know that AIKI can have a very she vibes, and her groove and her pocket is pretty filthy sometimes, depending on what dance she's doing. But I will say you can tell that with AIKI here, she's not withholding, but you can definitely see that she's making those types of micro shifts of energy to make it match XG. But also she probably made the choreography with XG in mind, hence why those things are probably naturally built in to her as she was making it. So I really very much like it. But my vibe still stands, or my perspective still stands for myself, that I think that it looks so much more impactful when you have levels and visuals. Well, we have the visuals, the levels and the dynamics and the spacing and staging and the change of that. Notice they're all kind of they stay in the same spot the whole time. So you notice some moments that really caught your eye in that moving version. Don't quite catch it here. That's why. It's because they allowed you a change of scenery, so it allows your brain to reset or really tailor into the next phrase. Here, it does feel like they are dancing to music more so than they are doing a concept. Both are fine. Honestly, I'm appreciative of both. It's really impressive to have everybody have the tension and the shifts of energy. It proves that, they can hit it multiple times, no problem. And they're vibing well together, and they're doing great. Doing here. Yeah. So all in all, I've already kind of touched on the overall analytics of the routine, but it's still very nice to see them all go and enjoy. No hateration, holleration. That's not the right words. I just totally sang the wrong word. I'm so sorry. Bless it. This is my era, and I failed. Oh man. Yep. And they brought it back in. They're all vibing. They're chilling, having a good time. It's good. So it's all good vibes. I like this. This was fun. It was enjoyable. And it looks like AIKI she's freaking great. And I like her choreography a lot. And I really like how she you know, I don't know if she was a part of the formation side of it, but I really like how the content looks in that Move 4 for sure. And it was really cool to see her dance with them here, because it's very impressive to see them be that cohesive together. And that was my topic, my word, I feel like, for the whole video. It's great. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm very excited to continue on my journey with XG, and not only seeing them just dance and perform to other people's tracks, it is really nice to see how they work together and how they vibe well in just their movement quality and their cohesiveness. And I think that's kind of the word of the video, is cohesiveness. Really showcasing that here by having their moments of pause and patience and tension and groove. They're doing a great job of that, and I can't wait to see more. This has been awesome. If you want to see more XG content, ATs, just 17, any K-pop dance content, I have so much of it on YouTube, but I have so much more of it on Patreon. I actually have a little bit more, I'm gonna be tackling more behind the scenes stuff on Patreon. There's a chance that some of it may just kind of hang out there just for my ones who are fans of particular groups. That's kind of that extra thank you for them investing on that side. But when it comes to comebacks, dance practices, and things like that, I do make an attempt to put it out on YouTube for sure, because I think that's really fun for the discussions on both ends of that. So once again, I'm Jess, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye!